traffic cones were repeatedly scattered at the entrance to a road tunnel on New Zealand's South Island, even in good weather. When traffic authorities reviewed the CCTV, they considered ordering some heavier cones. What was happening? I'll read that for you a second time. Traffic cones were repeatedly scattered at the entrance of a road tunnel on New Zealand's South Island, even in good weather. When traffic authorities reviewed the CCTV, they considered ordering some heavier cones. What was happening?
I'm stepping out of this because I did not get to film this when I was in New Zealand.
Oh, no.
Oh, but you do know about this. Yes. Well done.
Down to you and me, Ceri.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to New Zealand?
I have not. I've not traveled very much at all.
Neither.
I feel like it's either human-caused or nature-caused. And yes, humans are animals too, but either human drivers treating the pins like bowling pins and saying, how many can we knock them over?
1 point each. 2, if you get it stuck on your antenna.
Absolutely, yes.
That's a classic New Zealander behavior.
Honestly, I kind of want to play that now. I'm sure people have done car bowling plenty of times in the past, but I want to go car bowling now.
Yeah, it's like the opposite. All of our lives are set up for driving tests, for road races, and like the little controlled, don't hit the cones. All you want to do is hit the cones.
Yeah. It's like, don't think of the elephant. Now you're thinking of an elephant.
Thanks. Now I'm thinking of an elephant.
The other thing is perhaps, but even in good weather, perhaps something to do with the tunnel amplifies the wind that is already existing. If it's on an island, then there is some weather regardless, just because of the tide and it being close to the shoreline.
I believe New Zealand does have weather. I think. I did study meteorology at university for 4 years, so I think I'm qualified enough to say New Zealand has some weather.
Oh, great. I took one ecology class. That's it. So you're an expert here. New Zealand has weather? Confirmed. By Dan.
Some. Let's not go all the way.
Some. Okay.
I was interested in a girl who was in meteorology school, so I know exactly that much meteorology that I learned in the 6 weeks during which I thought that might happen. And that's a big reason I learned stuff as a young man. I was just,
That's fair. That's fair.
Also, all of the Rush songs that I know, all because of Heather. All of them.
Traffic cones are fairly weighty anyway, so
Yeah.
I'm surprised that. Like, I don't think the wind could move them. And also, you said in good weather. So even if maybe it was a really badly built tunnel and the wind just blew straight through it.
Yeah, I will say that that there were no climate factors at play at all.
See, my expertise, gone.
Oh, no help at all.
No help. It wasn't the weather.
So you're probably right. It's probably nature related then. It's either humans or animals.
Yes, other animals. New Zealand has a lot of sheep. That's correct?
True, that's one. That's
Are
a fact I
sheep
know.
belligerent? Have they learned to co-opt the cones in some way? Where they realized that if they drag a cone to a certain patch of grass, then they can eat their little sheepy sweet treats without being bothered by anyone else.
I like the direction of the thinking here, that there's some kind of motive, some kind of goal that may be being achieved.
I'd like to blame Konala bears.
I don't know what that joke is, but I feel like it was a joke.
It's a joke on the word cone, and it landed so well.
Koala bear, which are unfortunately Australian.
Some go on holiday. Konala bear. Yeah. Gosh.
There, I got
Well,
there.
that stunk out the broom. You think that would make me stop? It won't.
I don't want it to.
No, please don't.
It does feel like is it animal related?
Yes. It is animal and it is not a human.
And it is not a human. Okay, because that is another thing. I have definitely, in a parking garage, just to see what happened, dragged a cone over to a spot, like an empty spot, then left and just been like, what will people do that? Will people move and park there? They won't. So you can reserve anything if you put a cone in a spot. Humans are so rule following that they'll be like, oh, there's a cone there for a reason.
Same thing. Just put on a high-vis jacket and you can do anything you want.
Okay, so there's an animal that has then realized that humans will, or
It occurs to me that I know the animal, but I don't know the motivation.
Oh, interesting.
So if you don't mind me putting so you don't have to guess every animal in New Zealand. I'm pretty sure that this is Kia. This is the really smart birds
That is correct.
that cause all sorts of trouble. So I can tell you that. I can tell you that they're parrot-like, I think, and just
Okay.
They are.
Big
They're
old-
the only parrot that lives in mountains, in mountainous areas, I think.
But I'm back in here because I can't think what the motivation would be for blocking a road tunnel.
Are they quite small birds, Tom? Would they be able to lift a cone? Because cones are heavy.
A light one, yes. There's so the thing I didn't get to film was a Kia gym. In order to stop a group of Kia somewhere else in New Zealand from just bothering everyone and tearing bits off cars, they just set up like a gymnasium for them to keep them occupied, which worked for a limited amount of time. And I couldn't film it because by that point the Kia had got bored of the gymnasium and it had been taken down.
But there was something besides just satisfying their little brains that was good about moving these cones. So why would a parrot want to move a cone? Maybe block a tunnel.
Oh, would there be like snails on the inside of a cone or something? Would there be like, because it's damp or something, maybe if it rains,
No.
and so they tip it over and they find little snails inside?
I love this, but no, they were moving the cones to a specific
A
place
specific place.
intentionally to block this tunnel.
Were they nesting inside the tunnel and they didn't want
No, that's good. That's a good thought.
Didn't want the traffic.
And also, Ceri's little bit about rule following is also maybe important because humans do respect a cone.
Yes. So if the birds put the cone there, they're not going to go through the tunnel. So they wanted peace and quiet in the tunnel?
The cars stop and they want to pick something out. Like the snails are actually been crushed by the wheels of the car already. It's like those.
This is good. The cars do stop.
It's like those crows that will put a nut or something just in front of a car that's stopped at a stoplight, so it will go roll over the nut, and then they'll come and pick up the pieces.
Really? That's so clever.
That is cool. Another important piece of the puzzle may be that humans also get bored when they have nothing to do. So what might a human do if there's a bunch of parrots around and they've stopped their car because there's a bunch of
They
cones?
then feed them. Did they wind their windows down and go, here, have a piece of food?
And then they just start feeding.
Wow.
Like, have a snack.
That's brilliant.
That's insane.
That's our little friends.
How did they discover that? Where did they go? How did they?
I don't know.
Oh, that's so good.
Well, they're like, when the cars are stopped, when the cars are moving, they never feed us. And the cars stop when the cones are there. And when the cars are stopped, they sometimes do feed us. And so it's a very big deal when you are in New Zealand to not feed the Kia.
Yeah.
This is a very like tourists, please, for the love of God, please stop feeding the Kia.
So you can feed a Kia from IKEA whilst going to IKEA.
So the Kia is a large parrot. It's native to New Zealand. They can grow up to 20 inches or 50 centimeters in height, weigh about a kilogram. So that's like 2 pounds. They're pretty big birds. Kia, living next to the Homer Tunnel in Milford Sound, realized that they were strong enough to tip over and move the road cones. They were seen on CCTV dragging the cones across the road in the hope that cars would stop, and hopefully then they would beg for food and get little snacks.